morning children. Let us continue our class about salts. The next salt we have to study is about washing soda, that is sodium carbonate decahydrate Na2CO3 dot 10H2O. This method which is used for the preparation of washing soda is termed as Solvay process. The method used for the preparation of washing soda is called Solvay process. In this case, we are passing ammoniated carbon dioxide is passed through ammoniated brine solution. Brine means it is sodium chloride solution. Is it clear? Carbon dioxide is passed through ammoniated brine solution. Okay, and you will be getting ammonium chloride and sodium bicarbonate. The sodium bicarbonate on heating, you will be getting sodium carbonate plus carbon dioxide plus water. Sodium carbonate combines with the 10 molecules of water and you will get sodium carbonate decahydrate, that is washing soda, or it is sodium carbonate decahydrate or washing soda. Is it clear, children? This method for the preparation of sodium carbonate decahydrate is termed as Solvay process. So I'll explain it once more. Carbon dioxide is passed through ammoniated brine solution. Brine solution is sodium chloride solution. Okay, and it produces sodium bicarbonate, which on reaction with or further heating you will get sodium carbonate that combines with the 10 molecules of water and produces sodium carbonate decahydrate. Is it clear, children? Generally it exists as white crystalline powder, and since due to the product you can see that it is actually a basic salt which is formed by the combination of a strong base and a weak acid. So the actual solution of sodium carbonate is basic in nature. Is it clear, children? Whenever sodium carbonate dissolves in water, you will be getting a strong base. So we can say that the actual solution is basic in nature. Now if you consider the uses, we can see this is used generally for the preparation of or used in the manufacture of soap, glass, and as well as in textile industry. Is it clear? This is used for the production of sodium compound like borax. Sodium carbonate decahydrate is used for the production of borax, as well as we can say that it is a very important compound used to remove the permanent hardness of water. This is the sodium compound which is used to remove the permanent hardness of water. Now let us consider the next compound, that is baking soda or sodium bicarbonate. Baking soda or sodium bicarbonate, that means sodium hydrogen carbonate. Baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, which is termed as sodium hydrogen carbonate. Already we have seen, that is when you are preparing sodium carbonate in the first step, that is when carbon dioxide is passed through ammoniated brine solution, you will get here sodium bicarbonate NaCO3 as the product. Is it clear? That is the method for the preparation of sodium bicarbonate. Sodium bicarbonate is otherwise termed as baking soda. As the name indicates, we can say that it is used for baking purpose. But children, since here again you can see the presence of a strong base, so if you directly add, you will get a bitter taste. So we can say that as the first use of baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, it is used for preparing baking powder. Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate, and tartaric acid. Is it clear? It is a mixture of baking soda and tartaric acid. Now you know, here baking soda actually decomposes and it will give you carbon dioxide, which makes the things very spongy or fluffy. Is it clear? Baking soda decomposes and it produces carbon dioxide, which makes the things spongy or fluffy, and tartaric acid is used to avoid the bitter taste of sodium carbonate which is produced over there. Is it clear, children? The second use, we can say that this is used as an antacid. When we have studied about the importance of pH, there we have seen that pH in digestive system where we use antacid. So this sodium bicarbonate can be used as an antacid to neutralize the excess of acid present in your stomach. Third one, we can say that it is used in fire extinguisher. Sodium bicarbonate can be used in fire extinguisher. We can say that sodium bicarbonate reacts with the mineral acid like sulfuric acid, produces sodium sulfate, carbon dioxide and water. Carbon dioxide, you know, it has the property of extinguishing fire. So we can use sodium bicarbonate in fire extinguisher also. Is it clear, children? Now the next salt, let us study about plaster of Paris. Yeah, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Plaster of Paris, yeah, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. We can call it as POP. It is actually prepared by heating gypsum to about 373 Kelvin. Gypsum is CaSO4-2H2O. When you heat it to about 373 Kelvin, you will be getting plaster of Paris. Is it clear, children? It is prepared by heating gypsum to about 373 Kelvin. You will be getting plaster of Paris. So from this reaction itself, we can say that suppose if you heat it above 373 Kelvin, then you will be getting burnt calcium sulfate, which doesn't possess any property of plaster of Paris. So the temperature you have to be very careful. And another important thing is that plaster of Paris, we should never store it along with moisture. That means it should always be stored in moisture proof container. Otherwise it reacts with moisture and results in the formation of a hard mass. Is it clear, children? Plaster of Paris reacts with the moisture and produces a hard mass. So to avoid the formation of this hard mass, we should store plaster of Paris in moisture proof container. It is generally used in hospitals for setting fractured bones, as well as you can use plaster of Paris for making roofs, as well as we can also use it for making decorative items. You must have seen the statues and all. In that, for that purpose also we can use plaster of Paris. Now that is about the salts. Now let us study about water of crystallization. Water of crystallization means the water molecules which are joined with, that is, which is attached loosely along with certain compounds and is responsible for some of their physical properties is termed as water of crystallization. Water molecules which are loosely attached to the compounds and is responsible for certain physical properties is termed as water of crystallization. For example, you can consider gypsum. In gypsum, you can see the presence of two water molecules, water of crystallization. Or you consider copper sulfate, CuSO4 5H2O. Here 5 molecules are there. Or if you consider ferrous sulfate, here you can see the presence of 7 molecules of water. Now just see, children, suppose if you heat this copper sulfate, this blue color copper sulfate will turn to white color anhydrous forms of copper sulfate, and on the sides of the test tube you can see the presence of this water molecules. Is it clear, children? The color as well as the property of this copper sulfate changes when you heat it, and this type of water molecules which is present is termed as water of crystallization. Copper sulfate can be termed as blue vitriol, or iron sulfate we can call it as green vitriol. Is it clear, children? That is about this chapter, acid, bases and salts. Thank you, children.